Welcome to ACD Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hey guys, this is Kurt. We all know we can use the Total Gym for physical therapy and strength training, but I also like to use it for a cool down stretching routine that I do usually after my jiu-jitsu training, either when I get back from my regular class or when I do combatives in my private mat room. Here I am just doing a hamstring stretch, same as what you just saw, but from a different angle. I like to hang first and just let the lower back kind of decompress. I usually hang, or all these routines I usually do for like a count of 30 seconds before I rotate to the next technique. I'm not going to wait that long through most of these techniques. I'm just going to blow through it to show you the pattern that I usually use. And then there's probably other things you can do. This is just what I've been doing. Some of the ideas I got from the cards, and others I just kind of did on my own through trial and error and discovery with the machine. So again, that was just hanging, letting the lower back hang, and then going up into a hamstring stretch. It's also good for the lower back. And this is the Pilates bar. You can do a few more things with the Pilates bar than you can with the regular deck. And here I am going to do an external rotation hip stretch. And you can use the deck of the machine to just sink down into it, and then I add a little extra pressure, and then I like to reach through and pull to add even more pressure. Again, I like to do my stretches for at least a 30-second count. This is a cool down, and then I just switch sides. You guys, I've had knee surgeries on both knees. I'm trying to put off a hip surgery. I had a rotator cuff and labrum tear in my right shoulder. Just messed up, and at 50 I'm not getting any younger, so this machine has been really helpful to just keep me as nimble as possible. It's definitely an uphill battle. Here I am just doing like a V motion, again more of a lower back and hamstring stretch. Also this kind of gets the shoulders into it because I'm pushing off of the bar, and this is basically a quad stretch. A lot of times we get quad heavy from doing quad exercises because it's a dominant leg muscle, and it can get tight, which can pull everything out of alignment. So I like to use the machine to stretch my quads. It's comfortable because I can just lay down on the mat or on the bench. I can thrust the hips in the right direction, and it's easier than doing it on the floor. Even though I have that nice mat room you've seen in some of my other videos, this machine is very comfortable, and I just switch sides and just sink down into it and get that quad stretch going. This has been a very helpful stretch. All right, so here I am doing a butterfly stretch. I'm just going to raise the bench all the way up and then just sink down into it. Let gravity do the work for me. And again, you could do this with a normal bench stand. You wouldn't need the Pilates bar. There are a few things that it's more handy to have versus a regular one. I definitely recommend this attachment in general, especially if you plan on doing any kind of stretching or any kind of other work on it. Here I am just loosening up the hips again. I was just stretching, so I'm just lubing them up with some motion, and here I am stretching the calves. This is definitely one exercise you need the Pilates bar for. Again, it's great for Pilates and stretching. So you can just let the gravity of the bench use your body weight to sink down, and you stretch your calves. Just doing one at a time. And again, I usually hold everything for about 30 seconds before I move on to the next exercise. Here, again, I'm just doing mostly demonstration and just going through the exercises quicker. The center splits, aka the Chinese splits, used to be able to do that in my youth. I could do this Van Damme thing between two chairs when I was young. Coming from a Hapkido background originally, a lot of kicking and mobility of the hips. Probably one of the reasons my hips are bad. Center splits again. I'm just using the peg, the weight bar peg that I like on the machine. You hear me talking about it in another video, and the military press bar for handholds, and that way you can control how fast the bench slides up. You're letting gravity or the flow of the bench get you down into the stretch. Here is from another angle again. I'm using the center splits, and then I'm going to go into like a hurdler stretch, where you just sink down using one leg straight and the other is bent. Here I am doing the center splits on the other side, and then we'll get to the hurdler stretch. Again, you see I'm using the pegs, the military press peg and the weight bar peg. The accessories really pay off to have. Some of the stuff is much easier to use with handholds. This would be more of a hurdler stretch. You could do this on the floor. You don't need the machine to do it. I just like having the glide of the bench to do all the work. It's just smoother and easier to stretch this way, I've discovered. Again, hurdler stretch on the other side is just different from center splits. It puts more emphasis on the upper leg. Here I am switching to a center splits, or a front splits, excuse me. Again, can't do a full splits anymore. Those days are long gone. But it's good to keep the wolf away from the door, as it is. Stay away from surgery. So hopefully I can put surgery off for another year or two for my hip. So I am just hitting it the other side. Again, the center splits. It's easier than using the floor, and it's more comfortable. Here I am just grabbing the pegs and pulling down and letting gravity and adding to the gravity by pulling. Just lower back and hamstring stretch, nothing fancy. And then I'm switching to rotator cuff stretching here. So I hook the cables up, and I just grab one of the cable bands, stretch it out all the way until the bench stops, and then I just use that Total Gym as an anchor, and I can stretch, my shoulders one direction internally, and now externally, just stretch it out. Again, I like doing this entire routine after I'm finished jiu-jitsu practice. It's been pretty helpful. If I don't do it, I suffer. Usually for a day or two, I'm really sore. This usually helps me recover much quicker. Here I am just walking up the bench, and I'm going to do into like a cat-cow motion that you would see in yoga, but this is highly modified using the Total Gym, doing this or whatever the stretch is called in yoga. Guys, I don't do yoga, so I apologize. But if you have any requests, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I hopefully that was helpful for you. Again, it's not just for strength training. It's totally good for stretching. All right, guys, everybody take care and stay safe.